Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tasia, but you can also call me Tay, and welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here. Today I'm starting off this video with a little voiceover because I did quite a lot in between days 3 and 4, so I'm just going to do a little recap of what happened on the island. So starting off, Quinn finally gave me some reactions, so I finally got my reactions and I can do different emotes. Harv was also on the island, so I managed to talk to him. Then Mabel was also at resident services for the first time, so I went and talked to her and checked out what she had to offer in terms of clothing, and there wasn't many options to be honest, so I just ended up buying the pleasant blouse. Next up, the bridge was finally built since we placed it the other day. Then I went and checked on all 3 of the plots and all of them were sold, which is so great. Our villagers will be moving in within the next couple of days. I went over to Nook's Cranny and did a little bit of shopping. I checked up on Blathers, and then it was time to move on to the next day, and it was raining on this day, which is pretty interesting. But Tom told us that Pappy had moved in, so I went and paid him a little visit. He is so cute, perfect for farmcore. And I time traveled once again, and Leaf was here today, which I was so excited about. As I was going to go talk to Leaf, Tank wanted to talk to me, and he actually wanted to gift me an item. It turned out to be the Taurus telescope, so I just placed it in front of resident services, and then I finally went over and started talking to Leaf. From him, I bought quite a lot of bushes. I always feel like I run out of my bushes at the beginning, so I wanted to get a lot of those as much as possible. And I went over and said hello to Patty because she was our next move-in. Then I went shopping at Nook's Cranny once again, mainly for some flooring and wallpapers. And it was time to time travel once again. So I time traveled, and the only really thing that happened for this day was that Ava moved in. So I went over to her house and paid her a visit as well, and it was time for the next day. And the most important and exciting progress made is that resident services was under construction. We are finally going to get the plaza built. I was so excited. And I also went and checked up on all 3 of my villagers because they were moved in. And finally I moved on to the next day, and Tom introduced Isabel. Mabel was also here this day, so everything was just falling into place. I was so excited to continue. I went and talked to Mabel to see what she was selling. Really, once again, not that many good options, but I just ended up buying some boots. After shopping with Mabel, I went inside resident services, and Tom Nook introduced me to Isabel and Project KK. And once again, I went inside Nook's Cranny and did a little bit of shopping. They had quite a few good items for this day. And lastly, I wanted to showcase my island map and the progress we've made so far, and here are all of my current villagers. I'm so excited to continue with this island, so I'm going to hand it back over to Past Me, and we're going to start day 4. Hello everyone, and welcome to day 4 on Sprout, and also welcome to the newly built resident services. I have Mabel here. I believe this is her 3rd visit, so we're going to go ahead and get her plot for Able Sisters for the island. And also we have quite a lot of other things to do today. I believe we need to get to the campsite, and I also need to go villager hunting once again for my other villagers. Hopefully I'll have some better villager luck hunting this time around. But yeah, let's just get straight into today. Since Mabel is here, we might as well just go ahead and talk to her. And I really need a wardrobe update. This is no longer doing it for me. I also want to unlock my signature hairstyle, so yeah, we got quite a few tasks to do until we get this island to 3 stars. Also, we got the Tailor's construction kit. I'm really excited for this as well because we'll be able to unlock the design portal, and we'll finally be able to create a mood board for this island. But once again, Mabel is not helping me out here with any good outfits. I guess I'll get this maxi dress. I feel like it's the most farmcore out of all these things. But I think that's all I'm gonna get from her. Let's see, let's go ahead and try it on. Okay, it's not too bad. I don't mind it. It's not my typical style, but at least it's a change from what I've been wearing. But now that resident services is built, there are quite a few Nook Mile things that I want to redeem in the portal. One of them definitely being my hairstyle. Usually I have a ton of miles saved up so I can unlock all of the terraforming and stuff, but because this island is no terraforming, I won't be needing that this time around. I think I want to upgrade the camera, the custom design portal. I still haven't gotten the tool ring, and I might as well go ahead and get some more reactions as well, and then as I mentioned, my hairstyles. Alright, now that that is all complete, I think the next step that we should do is probably build the campsite as well as find a place for the tailor's shop. I did already get the DIY for the campsite from Tom, so we are on our way to working on Project KK, and this island is really starting to come together, and it looks like we got a bottle. Let's see what it is. Ooh, okay, we got a garden wagon. And yes, I already have that DIY, but that is a really great one. Also, you guys know the drill by now. I'm going to be putting Able Sisters on the beach because, once again, I have no idea where I want to put it right now. The beach is going to be its temporary home. And there we go. Task number 1 done. Okay, let's move on to building the campsite. So I believe all of my materials are in my house. And it looks like the campsite requires 15 wood, 15 softwood, 15 hardwood, and 15 iron nuggets. That is honestly a lot. I feel like so much of the early gameplay requires building and collecting a lot of things, especially all the materials. So it's a really good thing that I went ahead and just went to the treasure island early. And I'm also missing my DIY workbench. I think it's, oh, here it is, right in my pocket. Okay, let's just build it inside my house. And there we go, campsite done. I'm kind of nervous for who will end up in my campsite this time around. If all goes well and according to plan, I feel like Shep would be a really great option because Shep is already on my villager list, and I believe the campsite receives a smug villager as your move-in, so fingers crossed it's Shep. That would honestly be so amazing. I think I'm gonna put the campsite on the far end of the island for now. It's honestly been so long since I really dedicated a build to one of my campsites on my islands. I think the last one I actually did was for Pop-Tart. Yeah, all my past ones have actually been on the beach. I haven't really incorporated them into a build, but who knows, maybe this time around I might, but considering it's farm core, there's a very good chance that I might not. Okay, I feel like the only place that is really gonna fit is just right here next to the museum. Oh, and again, I'm so bad at placing plots down. I always try to fit them into places where I know they won't fit, but it's okay. Alright, that is finally done. I think the next thing that I want to do, just to be really productive, is head over to Harv's Island just so we can start unlocking all of his extra bonus campers and we can unlock Reese and Cyrus and all of that. So that does require at least like 2 trips over there. So we're gonna go and pay a visit to Harv. I feel like it's been so long since I've done interiors on Harv's Island. I think the last time I did it was before the 2.0 update because I would typically design all of my house interiors on Harv's Island and then I would transfer that build onto my actual house interior on my island. But it's been so long since I've done that, especially because there have been better upgrades to decorating your interiors. Yeah, I don't know, it's just been so long. Alright, let's head back to our island, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and change up my hairstyle finally, and I don't know what to do after that. I think the only other thing would be seeing who's in our campsite, so I might do some time traveling, and I think that'll be our next couple of steps. I finally have my classic hairstyle. I'm definitely feeling much more like myself, and also I time traveled 1 or 2 days in advance. So over here on the beach we have Able Sisters. It is under construction. Also, the campsite is built, so tomorrow we will have our very first campsite villager. There really isn't much to do on this day in game. I think, however, I have, from doing all the tasks I've needed to do, I have received some wooden fencing, so I'm going to place this around the island just as more like decor stuff. I'm not really sure if this is a requirement to reach 3 stars or not to have fence around your island, but I typically just put it in my little routine of getting to 3 stars anyways, just to be on the safe side. I feel like I definitely have more than enough flowers, so that's good. I also have some in the back as well. So the only thing I think I'm lacking in terms of reaching 3 stars is the amount of villagers I have, as well as some decor. Now, a little trick that I do for decor around the island, instead of getting a ton of items right away, I typically just like to place a ton of mannequins around the island. Those actually count as items in terms of like the rating for the island. So I think I will be placing those around the island as well. I also think using those is really great because once you have reached 3 stars, you're ready to clear your island and get it prepped for however you want to decorate. all you have to do to erase them across your island is just change the design. So that's what's super nice about it. You don't have to lay down a ton of items and pick them up later. All you have to do is put down a mannequin, and it kind of saves a lot of space in your storage when your house is really small as well. So those are just a few pro tips that I like to do. I actually learned that from Horrible Gaming, aka Nora, here on YouTube when she did her like resetting video. So that's usually what I like to do, but I'm going to continue placing all these fences around. Yes, I see that balloon. Unfortunately, I don't have my slingshot with me once again. I should really just take that out of my storage, but I keep forgetting. It's really a problem. And it looks like I have run out of all my fences, so I think now I'm going to start laying down all my mannequins so I don't have to do it later. Also, all of these weeds are growing so out of control. I think I'm gonna pick up a few of them as well. Something else that I haven't really talked about this island yet is, yes, this is set in like early fall time. I believe the date is in September, but I think I want to put it even earlier, maybe in October. I still really like the green overgrown weeds for this island theme, but I don't want the island to be too much of like this vibrant green. I think I want more of like a darker green color scheme, if that makes sense. I don't really know if you guys know what I mean, but I think I might set this even earlier in September or very late October for the dream address. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm just putting down all of these mannequins. It's just super simple, super easy, and I kind of just run around and spread them throughout random spots of the island. As long as I can see a ton of them within my camera range, I think it's good for the area. Like I can see one over there, a few back there, and then I have some here. Just as long as they're spread out throughout the whole island. Also, I don't know if I've shown you guys what the whole map looks like, but this is what the area on my cliffs look like. As I said before, I am kind of nervous when it comes to decorating this portion because this is such like a skinny walkway. Luckily though, I think I can fit a bridge right here, so that's at least one thing. I might end up putting a villager house somewhere up here, but I honestly don't know how I'm gonna decorate all these skinny little cliff areas. I really don't know. It's just such like a strange shape. We'll see. I know I'll figure it out somehow, but that's a problem for future me. Okay, now my whole island is basically filled with all these mannequins just randomly placed. I think I actually don't have any over here, so let me put a few more right here in this section. There we go, and I think that's good. They're all kind of just randomly dispersed throughout the island, so as long as Isabel's happy, I feel like it works. I think the next thing that I really need to do is just time travel. There's nothing much else happening on the island today, so I'm gonna go ahead and time travel. That means we're going to have our very first campsite villager. Fingers crossed it is Shep. I would love that. It would save me some time with having to amiibo him into the island. So yeah, I'm gonna time travel and we're gonna find out who is in our campsite. Alright, next day, and Abel's Sisters is finally here, although it's not open. It's gonna open in the next 20 minutes. But let's go. Oh, Leaf is here today. That's another really great thing for today. Let's see what he's selling. Looks like he has some pumpkins. That's actually really perfect because when I was on a treasure island, I didn't grab any pumpkin starts. But that's a pretty essential thing for farm core, so I'm definitely gonna get some of these from him. And even though I already got quite a lot of bushes last time from him, I'm just gonna get some more. I feel like I always run out of my bushes for my islands. I never have enough, so I'm just gonna keep on stocking up on these bushes starts because I'm definitely gonna need them later. Okay, let's head over to what we're most anticipating. Also, if you see all my villagers just walking around in the background and it seems like I'm avoiding them, that's because I am avoiding them. That's usually how I like to control who ends up leaving or moving out from my island, is the villagers I really want to keep, I will try to avoid talking to them so they won't ever move out. Until I have at least all of the villagers that I want for the island. But my starter villagers, however, I have talked to them quite a few times, so when it comes that time, they will most likely be the first ones to ask to move out. That's usually how I control like what villagers come and go. And speaking of villagers, looks like we have a campsite. We have a visitor. Honestly, I know it doesn't really matter. I know I can move them out later on, but I really, really hope it's Shep. I've never had Shep move into my campsite, so I don't know. It could be really good or it could be really bad. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, it's Roswell. You know, oh my. Is that what he looks like when he's blinking? Oh my goodness. I was just about to say that I don't know how I feel about him. He kind of creeps me out at times, but his design is also really cool. It kind of just reminds me of like a mix of milk chocolate and white chocolate. Is that just me? Every time I see him, I just think of chocolate. But okay. Um, I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. Definitely not who I was hoping for, but it could have been worse, I feel like. I don't mind having him on the island. I've never had him on any of my islands. I just run across him in villager hunts. But you know, it's kind of a different change of pace, so I think I'm okay with it. It's a new year, new things. I'm just embracing what's coming. So, yeah, Roswell, welcome to the island, I guess. Alright, it's time to go and get a housing plot for Roswell so he can move on to the island. Alright, Tom Nook, so Roswell wants to live here. We're gonna need a housing plot from you. And this also means that we'll be able to go villager hunting once again for our next couple of villagers. As I mentioned, I really hope that I have better villager luck this time around, because villager hunting, it can be fun, but it's also not my most favorite thing to do. I think I'm gonna put his house down here, right next to Abel's sisters, and there we have it, a new home for Roswell. I think I'm gonna call it here for today. I feel like we made quite a lot of progress, so next time, hopefully reaching 3 stars. That's my main goal for the next video, and after that we will finally be getting into some island planning and doing all the things, downloading the codes for this theme, and I'm just so excited. So if you are too, make sure to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you guys join this community that we're building here, and if you'd like to just follow along on Sprout and what we have going on for this island. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!